What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Today's video we're going to talk about the VWAP, volume weighted average price. I'm going to show you how I use the VWAP and strategies that I look for when I plot the VWAP on my chart. Let's jump into the video, everybody. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm always putting out informational videos related to the stock market, investing, day trading, doing technical analysis on charts, and sharing my knowledge and my passion for the stock market with you all. So what is the VWAP? Volume weighted average price. If we pull up Investopedia, a great website if you want to know a specific term or anything about finance or the stock market, I highly recommend using Investopedia. They have a search bar at the top right. Simply ask a question and Investopedia will scan through its whole website and forums and blogs and find topics related to the question you are asking. So what is VWAP? The volume weighted average price VWAP is a trading benchmark used by traders that gives the average price a security has traded at throughout the day based on both volume and price. It is important because it provides traders with an insight with both the trend and the value of a security. This yellow line here that I have plotted out on my chart is the VWAP. Now I have people ask me when they plot VWAP out on their chart or they see me using VWAP, where are the upper band and lower bands? And if I go into the settings here, you can see we have the VWAP, the upper band, and the lower band. I can put them on and I'll show you. Here's the upper band and the lower band on the VWAP. From how I was taught and how I've always used VWAP, the only line to focus on that is really important is the middle line, and that is the VWAP itself. All the upper band and the lower band really does. The upper band points out the highest peak on the day, and the lowest band points out the lowest peak on the day. Like I said, the only band that you need to focus on is the middle band, and that is the VWAP itself. So that's why I personally get rid of the upper band and the lower band. Some trading platforms have the option to have the upper and lower bands. Some trading platforms just stick with the single line VWAP. Now when it comes to indicators in the stock market, really the only indicator that you're going to see me use is VWAP, because I'm more of a price action and volume trader. I don't really need, and no offense, I don't need RSI to tell me when a stock's oversold or overbought, when I can just simply look at the chart or use MACD and Elliott Wave. That's what's great about the stock market. There are so many strategies out there, and you could pick what strategies that you like the most, and that revolve around your personality and your trading style. Now, with me being a price action and volume trader, VWAP is one of the best indicators out there. Is probably my favorite all-time indicator and tool to use as a day trader. Some quick tips with VWAP. If price is above VWAP, it's bullish. If prices are below VWAP, it's bearish. Now VWAP doesn't work with all charts. Just like any indicator, it's going to have its flaws and it's not going to work majority of the time. And again, this is why I gotta preach. I don't rely on VWAP. I only use it as a tool. And there are a lot of people that use VWAP. It's got a big following. And that's with any indicator. And that's just technical analysis in general. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. There are so many groups of people and so many people out there who use all these indicators, and that's why a lot of them work, because many groups of people are using these and looking out for them on charts and on multiple time frames. So for this example with VWAP, we're going to look at MBOT. So we see here this morning it had a nice surge up from around $11 up to almost $14. VWAP starts trending its way on up, and then look at all right here at this $12.80 level. This VWAP was acting as support, bouncing off of the VWAP. That's a trading strategy in itself right there. It doesn't work all the time, and why I say I'm a volume and price action trader. I'm analyzing and studying volume, prints on the tape. Are there aggressive buyers coming into this stock, or are we running into aggressive sellers when the stock is surging up towards resistance? I'm always analyzing and putting multiple things together to see the picture clear. Price action is bouncing off of the VWAP. Good buy areas every time it touched the VWAP here, and then selling into all of these pops. And it's got nice range when it bounces off of the VWAP from 1285 up to 1320. A nice little 40-45 cent range. 1,000 shares, that's $450. But then price falls below VWAP, and then you could see all right here, VWAP is then acting as resistance. That's showing weakness. And then normally, once a stock falls below VWAP and it's acting as resistance, it'll start making its way down even lower. But in this case, the stock got right back up above VWAP, and it was acting as support, slowly making higher highs, coming back down, testing VWAP. It did fall below it right here, but it was able to reclaim it right into the close, closing really strong and spiking up over $14 after hours. This is why I plot VWAP on my chart, because it works. It doesn't work all the time, but when it does work, it's like a guide. It just explains itself, is all I gotta say. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen stocks surge up in price like MBOT did, and when it pulls back, majority of the time will bounce right off of VWAP. A good buying opportunity, and selling into pops, and maybe even selling into high of day test. So instead of being that guy, and I was that guy at one point, when I first started trading, when a stock would run up and make a high right here and pull back and come right back up, I was that guy that was always chasing breakouts, buying in right at resistance, looking for a new break to the high of the day right there. I found myself losing a lot more when I was chasing breakouts, and when stocks majority of the time don't continue breaking out and making new highs on the day. On a chart like MBOT here, you're going to see it go up, down, up, down, up, down. I twisted and tweaked my strategy and watching other people trade, and what you're really doing is you're trading range on a stock. You're looking where a stock is making support, and you're looking where a stock is making resistance. You're buying the range. You're buying at support. You're selling into the resistance high. You're selling into all the noobs, the sheep, the people who don't know what they're doing, the unexperienced people, traders that are buying high of day breakouts. You're the smart money selling to the dumb money. And that's all it really is. And all these charts come in all types of different shapes and sizes. You got your low float stocks that move differently than mid-size stocks, all the way up to large float stocks. They all move differently and in their own way. You just gotta sit down, take screenshots of charts, study them, and history will repeat itself, because human nature never changes. You'll see history repeat itself so much in the stock market. And now we'll just run through some charts to show you multiple examples of VWAP at work and how I look at the VWAP and determine strength or weakness. Now remember what I said. When prices are above VWAP, it's bullish. That means it's tradable. When a stock is below VWAP, it's bearish. it's not tradable. I will not trade a stock if it's below VWAP. The way I think of it, if a stock is below VWAP, shorts are in control, and I look at it as it's more at risk when my opponent, the shorts, are in control. I'm more of a long bias trader. I don't short. When I look at charts, I see more opportunity on the buying side than the short side. I know how shorting works, and I study how shorts think, and I use that to my advantage as well when going long. So we got the SPY up right here, the 1 minute time frame. You can see all right here, it was bouncing off of the VWAP as support, a little sloppy, but then the stock finally fell through VWAP right here, continued making lower lows on the day, and when it finally rallied all the way back up, look at right where it found resistance, right at the VWAP right here. Double topped right here at the VWAP, and then continued trending down, making lower highs and lower lows on the day. It's all about how you look at the chart. It's like I always say, every chart has a story. It's up to you to put it together. And this is part of the reason why I like to plot VWAP on my charts. It just helps me quicker to put the story and the pieces together. I use the VWAP as a guide and a tool. I'll also throw Fibonacci retracements on my chart as well. If you have not seen my video on Fibonacci retracements, I will leave a link to that video in the video description of this video, or I'll leave a link for it right here for you guys. Next chart we're going to look at is CPAH. You don't get really that many examples with this chart. There are times when the stock price will get a bit exaggerated and run away from the VWAP. That's when you know this stock is in high demand and people are being very, very aggressive with the stock. We got good examples this morning on the stock right here in this area when the market first opened and it surged up and above VWAP. See, it's just resting here right on the VWAP from $1.60 right off the VWAP, slowly making higher lows, ran all the way up to $2.60. And then when it came all the way down right there, it fell through it, was acting all as resistance right there, and then finally got back above it, pulled back, and almost bounced off it right there, and from $2.20 surged all the way up to $3. And then from this point on, the rest of the day, the stock just ran and took off. You'll see the VWAP really move and be more in play earlier in the day. As the day goes on, the VWAP starts to move slower. And then we'll use this example with Beyond Meats. You could just see all day on this, it was acting as support. A little bit sloppy, but you get the idea. Right there, here it bounced off of it, here, all right here, right there. It fell through right there, and then reclaimed it right there. Look at all those opportunities off of the VWAP. And what these big investors and hedge funds and mutual funds really try to do when they're investing other people's money, they're trying to buy or sell near the VWAP. So if you have a long-term investor, they want to know where the VWAP price is currently at and where the high of the day is. They'll tell their broker, fill me as much as you can at or near the VWAP. And that's what these brokers do. When you got all this big money playing the VWAP, and then you have all of these individual investors and day traders and swing traders using VWAP, and they're all looking for the same thing, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's going to work. It's not going to work all the time, but you'll see it work a lot of times. I cannot tell you how much money I've made just off of plotting the VWAP on my chart. And in a way, you can look at it as if it is the RSI. I'm not a fan of the RSI. That's more of like long-term investing. When you look at RSI, you have your low points on RSI and when you have your high points on RSI. And all it simply is, this is the top part of your RSI, this is the low part of your RSI. Stock runs up, it's at the high of RSI. Stock pulls back down, it's at the low point of the RSI. Stock pops up, high of our RSI, low of RSI, high of RSI. That's all it's really doing. You can look at VWAP on multiple time frames if you want, the 3-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute, but me personally, I like just using the VWAP on the 1-minute charts. And like I said, the VWAP is more active at the beginning of the trading day, and as the day goes on, the VWAP moves more slower. And then also, don't forget about the anchored VWAP. I use the anchored VWAP on daily charts. We're looking at the SPY right now, and the anchor VWAP is this yellow dotted line right here. That's the anchored VWAP. And you could see with past price history on the VWAP, it's been acting as support recently. All right here, all in right here, and right there. If you're interested in the anchored VWAP Think script for the Thinkorswim platform, I have a link to that video in this video description. Simply go to that, go into the video description, and I will have the Think script for the anchored VWAP in there for you all. I'm also reading a new book, How to Beat the Market Makers at Their Own Game. I will do a review on this book as soon as I'm done reading it. So far, it's pretty good. It's not that big of a book. It's a soft cover. It's only 150 pages. If you're interested in checking out this book, I'll leave a link again in the video description of this video. And I also have 4 new books coming in the mail. This year, I'm really going to buckle down and focus on reading as many books as I can. I love reading books about the stock market and psychology. If you guys have any recommendations, leave them in the comments down below. I love hearing what books you've all loved and that's helped you out a lot. And I also want to read all these books and put out book reviews on all these books to help you all out as well. And to see if the dedicated Trading Learning 101 viewers are still here, simply type in the comments down below VWAP, and then I'll know if you're still here watching this video. I greatly appreciate you all taking the time to view my content. I'm going to keep it coming. This is only the beginning. A lot of great things ahead for Trading Learning 101, and I hope my content has helped you with your investing and trading career. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Any video recommendations, questions about VWAP. That's going to wrap it up for this one, everybody. Until next time, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. Later, everybody.
The most valuable commodity I know of is information. Wouldn't you agree?